Watertown Whiskey presents Reality After Show's coverage of the NFL Weekly Preview Show with Survivor legend Jonny Fairplay, Survivor 47's Gabe Ortiz, and producer Bobby Goodspeed.
That was cool.
Oh, hello there, wherever you're listening, however you're listening, joining us live on the Reality After Show YouTube stream or after the fact on the archived episode. We love you all the same. This is the Reality After Show NFL Preview Show, our last one of the season because the big one is on the horizon. My name's Gabe Ortiz, joined by Jonny Fairplay, as always, and producer extraordinaire Bobby Goodspeed. We get a special guest in the building today. I am so excited about this. We have not only Survivor legend, but Seattle Seahawks superfan, Kelley Wentworth, joining us today as her Seahawks are back in the Super Bowl for the first time in nearly 10 years, right? To try and lift that trophy once again with a very different looking team than the last time that they were there. Jonny, of course, a big Seattle Seahawks fan. He's also a big Los Angeles Rams fan. He's also a big Bengals fan. He's a big Ravens fan. Every single jersey that Jonny has, he's a fan of that team. So it's pretty much impossible for him to be on the losing side of any Super Bowl any season. But he's got his customized Fairplay jersey this year.
Could not get the Drake May jersey in time. Just throwing it out.
Thank God. Thank God is all I would say.
So all in on the Seahawks.
So we had the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New England Patriots. It's a rematch of the last time the Seahawks were in the Super Bowl. I'll start with you, Kelley. How does it feel to see your boys in blue and green make it back to the big one? I mean, is this something that you thought could happen this season? Are you surprised that they're there, or did you feel good and maybe even better as the season went on?
Better as the season went on. You know, going into this season, I don't think anyone predicted that it would be the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. I think what was the number? It was like 60-1 or something.
60-1.
Yeah, for both of them. So happy. I was thrilled. Let's go back in time a little bit. When they beat the Rams in that insane Thursday night game.
Yeah.
And then they beat the Niners for us to get home field advantage. I was at all the playoff games. Absolutely phenomenal. That is all you could want as a fan.
You had to, or you would have lost your season tickets because they threatened you.
You know what? As they should.
Oh, okay.
I like
the Smells need to represent. If you're going to sell your tickets, I mean, listen, you better stop. You could have made a profit, though. They were selling for a lot. But I was not it. So very, very, very excited. You know, there was a little bit of shakiness around the whole Sam Darnold thing in the beginning. We didn't know what to expect with him. You know, Bobby will tell you. We sent some text. And he's like, okay, take care of Sam over there. I'm like, I don't know yet. I'm not convinced. He said, you know, he had some interceptions there. I was not sure, but we're all in on Sam now. They believe, I believe. Let's go.
So I want to talk about Sam Darnold for a second because I'm curious because I will admit I don't know a lot of Seattle Seahawks fans. I think Johnny's the biggest Seattle Seahawks fan I know, and that tells you how little I know when it comes to the Seattle Seahawks and their fan base. Have you guys really wrapped your arms around Sam Darnold, or are you kind of waiting for this to go bad? Because I feel like there's two camps right now of people who are like, I'm not going to believe it until it's done. Until that guy is holding a Lombardi trophy, I'm not going to buy in because we've seen him come up short so many times. But and this is the side I kind of lean on, that how many games does this guy have to have where he looks fantastic for everybody just to let go of what happened last year in the playoffs for Minnesota, to let go of what happened years ago when he was playing in New York? Like, you as a fan, have you wrapped your arms metaphorically around Sam Darnold? And are you fully behind this guy to go win one last game for your team?
In Daddy Sam, we believe. Or as Marshawn Lynch would say, Ginger Cuz.
Ginger Cuz Sam Darnold.
We believe, Kelley, baby. We believe. We've got to.
Kelley, at the beginning of the season, I said, take care of Sam Darnold, okay? I'm upset we're losing him. And you're like, to be fair, you're like, Sam Darnold, this is not going to end well. Like, we're not going to do well. Like, you can have him back. No. And now I text you a week later or a week ago going into the Super Bowl. I'm like, how do you like Sam Darnold? Now you're the biggest Sam Darnold super fan there is.
Okay, Bobby, it was the unknown. This is the first season. We didn't know. And I don't necessarily watch all the other teams. So I know that he had a winning season. All I kept hearing about was him losing in the playoffs. I didn't know. There were Well, I know, but there was also some shakiness at the beginning of our season. That first game against the Niners, we're driving down. We could have won the game. I don't remember if he got sacked or if it was an interception, but there was something that it was kind of on Sam's shoulders. I don't know. At least that's what I remember. I was like, man, I don't know about this, but listen, we all make mistakes. I can accept that I was wrong. I think he has definitely grown. His last game was phenomenal against the Rams. I mean, that was absolutely brilliant. So if he plays like that again, let's go.
And I do want to point out as well that Bobby is not the only person on this show that has used parts for the Seattle Seahawks that is seeing unbelievable amounts of success. Your head coach, Mike Macdonald, was the defensive coordinator for my Baltimore Ravens. And after losing in the AFC Championship game in 2023, there were many, many fans who were clamoring to promote him to head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. The ownership was not willing to do that quite yet. He ends up moving on to Seattle where he gets a head coaching job, and now he is in the Super Bowl. Can you talk a little bit about, and he's a little more stoic, right? He's not a very talkative guy. I think that he's somebody who tends to leave his ego at the door. Can you talk a little bit about what Mike Macdonald has done for the fans in Seattle? Have you guys really embraced him the same way you've embraced Sam Darnold?
Okay, this is an interesting topic because we had Pete Carroll for so long. And when the news was announced that they were letting Pete Carroll go, or they separating whatever the terms were, they left on good terms, apparently.
It was a divorce. It was an amicable divorce.
There you go. But it was actually devastating because so many years of my Seahawks fan career of watching and seeing Pete on the sidelines, and he had so much energy and he was so fun in interviews, and we won the Super Bowl with him and lost the Super Bowl with him, but we had so many amazing years. So losing Pete Carroll was really sad. Like, I felt like a part of my younger self was losing, and so we didn't know what to expect with Mike. I didn't know a ton about him because I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of Baltimore Ravens football.
Understandable.
And so we just don't play them, so that's why.
Also
but and a different personality, but we've embraced him. Obviously, you can't discount the fact that he's in the second year as the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, and they are going to the Super Bowl. And he had that great moment where he said, "We do not care. We did not." Oh my gosh! I mean, so funny. So I think that he can be funny when he wants to be, but yeah, we've got to embrace it 100%.
There was this moment after you guys won the NFC Championship game to make it to the Super Bowl on Sunday, where he was doing his interview in that same interview. And it was like this moment when Gollum from Lord of the Rings gets the ring for the first time. It's like Mike Macdonald found his ego for a brief moment, and he looked around at the crowd, and he knew that there was tens of thousands of people waiting to hear what this guy had to say after what he brought him. And he went, "It's always been about us. Like, this was our story this year." Mm-hmm. And that moment was just like, oh, he understands the weight, the gravity of what he just accomplished here and what's on the horizon 2 weeks away. And it's very bittersweet for me because I see the success. He was in the building. We could have had that success that he's bringing to Seattle right now. But we're going on our own path with our own new head coach. And it makes me happy to see a guy who, really grew his career here in Baltimore to go be playing in a Super Bowl against a team who I despise in the New England Patriots. And that's the next question I have for you here, Kelley, that this is a rematch for the Seattle Seahawks of their last Super Bowl appearance. And it ended in the most devastating way possible. Everybody who watches football can probably remember that last play of Malcolm Butler picking off the ball on the 1 yard line. Why did they not give it to beast mode? We don't have to rehash that whole thing, but is there some added juice to this game because it's against them? Even though it's not Tom Brady, even though it's not Bill Belichick, it's a new look New England Patriots, is the fact that it's that uniform and that logo on the other side of the field. Does it make you more nervous? Does it make you more excited? What does that add to this game for you as a fan?
Excited. It's what I wanted. We were either going to play Denver, who we blew out in the Super Bowl we won, or we were going to go on this redemption journey with that game that we lost, which we don't, it's all we see this week. Well, even if the Seahawks win, we're always going to have that one. It's like, okay, whatever. That's cool. I'm even in a group chat.
I don't think that's how it works. It's just like,
no,
it's cope. It's the cope. It's
Fairplay. what they're doing. Jeremy Collins and Val are massive Patriots fans. Okay, they have talked shit to me for 10 years. They started a group chat, and what's the first thing they send in the group chat? Jeremy. He sends a small video of that clip, and I'm like, okay, well, let's just wait till Super Bowl Sunday, and then we can come back to this conversation. But listen, we're never going to live it down. It's fine. I'm so happy that this is the matchup. I'm happy to go against Drake May. Let's go. Let's go, little youngin', okay?
Wow. I love it. I love it. I think that's the attitude to have. I think it's like you don't walk into the Lions Den scared. You walk in screaming like hell, spear in your hand, ready to go to war. I love it. Are you going to be at the game, Kelley? Like, what are your Super Bowl plans?
What is Fairplay showing? No, I'm going to watch at home. I need to be focused. Okay. I'm going to maybe have a charcuterie board.
Hell yeah.
That's it. I can't be there. First of all, too expensive. You know, finances.
Use some of that TikTok money, girl. What, you need to buy 4 more Airbnbs? Relax, lady.
Yeah, I do. I'm not dropping $15,000+ just to go to the Super Bowl. Probably to just get drunk and not remember. Forget it. I got to be laser focused in on this.
So some of my friends at work, they were saying, is this the least anticipated Super Bowl we've had in a while? And I couldn't disagree more. First off, it's not like we have the same old Patriots going into this game, right? We have a brand new Patriots team, new head coach, Drake May, a second-year quarterback leading his team to the Super Bowl. We've got the Sam Darnold of it all, who, what a comeback story through his entire career of what he's been through. We have guys like Stephon Diggs, who's been in the league for a year, another Vikings storyline, great, going into a Super Bowl, playing on the opposite side. Like, we have so many great storylines that I love it. If anything, last year was the least anticipated Super Bowl for me because, oh, great, another rematch of Eagles-Chiefs. The one thing I will say is it's because everyone is just tired of seeing either the Patriots or the Chiefs in the AFC in the Super Bowl. In the last decade, only one time in the last decade was it not Chiefs or Patriots in the Super Bowl, and that was the Cincinnati Bengals. So, yes, I get that there's fatigue at those teams, but these are fresh, new teams, new squads, not the same personnel. I'm excited for this game.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fresh blood in a Super Bowl. And I think that although, it's teams that we've seen there in recent history, I think the fresh blood's exciting. Some storyline is going to get wrapped up. No matter who wins, a storyline is going to come to an end and a chapter is going to be closed. And I think that's exciting. Like, if you see Mahomes win again, when we saw Brady win all those Super Bowls, it was like, okay, we're not concluding anything. It's just we're watching the same story go on and on and on. I think people wanted to turn the page. This feels like a page turn.
I saw Boston Rob play Survivor. I got it.
Yes, exactly. Yes. I saw Sandra play 4 or 5 times. Exactly.
Does he get to win one this time, or it doesn't even matter? I feel like he wins all of them. Has Boston Rob won 11 Survivors? Am I wrong?
Jonny, will you be watching the Bad Bunny halftime show or the Kid Rock halftime show? Wow. This is what everybody really wants to know.
Shots fired. I have multiple televisions.
So you're gonna dual screen both.
No, I'm not dual screening. Absolutely not. I have 2 rooms. I do a Super Bowl chili every year, award winning. I've entered some chili cook-offs and I've won a few. And so one room will have Bad Bunny and one room will have Kid Rock. I feel like it's the fairest way, nonpartisan. I run a nonpartisan house.
What a time we live in where we have to decide what party lines we're going to align for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Well, go back in time. In my day, I remember the Celebrity Death Match halftime show with Claymation Stone Cold. In Living Color did a halftime show one year because it was just the cool thing. And I remember flipping over to that. So I don't think I would be flipping over, but I will have access to everything for whatever tickles your fancy will be available at this house. Truth be told, I'm going to be on my back porch smoking weed during the halftime show.
Well, so one of my good friends, he was like, we were talking about it, and he just said, if you're using the halftime show for anything other than running to get as much fried food as you can on your plate before the second half starts, then what are we doing here? What are we talking about here? And I resonated a lot with that take. I personally, as a Puerto Rican myself, I'm very happy to see Bad Bunny on stage. I think it's going to be a kick-ass show. I can't wait to see what he does. And for the folks who are in Seattle, I want to talk about this because this is something I think a lot of people aren't super privy to. the idea of that 12th man, right? Like a cohort of fans that you have been a part of for a long time, Kelley. Can you talk about what 12 means in Seattle, that number?
Yeah, 12. So I have been a 12. I have watched Seahawks.
I've called you a 12 for years, Kelley Wentworth.
I could not with you, Fairplay. No, I started watching Seahawks ball as a young child because my father watched Seahawks ball. We used to go to games before, like once the Kingdome had been torn down and we were waiting for Quest Field, says CenturyLink. It's been through the thing. We were going to University of Washington, watching games there. So I've been a fan forever. And being a part of the 12s is so fun because it's like when you step in that stadium, you have a job to do. Like you walk through those doors and you know you're going to scream your head off and you are not going to have a voice by the end of it. But that is your job. And that stadium is loud. And I will say, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Hawks fan. I have heard from people that visit the Seahawks stadium that say it is one of the best stadiums to go to. It is so much fun. It is so loud. And
it is.
I will say Seattle Seahawks fans, we're pretty respectful. We're pretty fun. Like we will, fist pump it out. It's fine. Obviously we want to win, but we'll be cool. Like we're not going to try and fight you at our stadium.
I'm very lucky to have seen quite a few stadiums across a lot of different sports across the country, both for business and for fun. And the palpable difference when you're in a stadium in a city where everyone kind of just does it because it's a thing to do, right? It's like, let's go. Hey, it's the same as like going bowling for a lot of different cities, or like, let's go mini golfing. Oh, let's go to the, whatever the game, let's go to the Bengals game or whatever. And then there are stadiums where you go in and it's like, this is church for the city. Like this is Sunday. We are all coming together. Everybody is doing the same exact thing in every single household. Either you are at a bar, you are watching this game, you are at home watching this game, or you are in the stadium watching this game. This is a weekly holiday that we have for 4 to 5 months out of the year. And Seattle is one of those cities. And
I believe so. I believe so. And the funny thing is, and Bobby kind of talked about this earlier of, this is not an anticipated Super Bowl. These are not teams people wanted to see. Seattle never gets respect. You'll have some analysts who will give Seattle respect. You've got some of the people, like you got the Chris Pratts of the world and some of these other celebrities, but like we never get the same respect as other teams. And that's just the fact. There's always doubters.
You guys go McHale?
We're not okay, whatever. But like we just don't have the same market. Like we're not a Green Bay, we're not a Chicago, we're not a whoever, right? Like a Baltimore, Philly,
a Boston, a New England.
Right. Yeah. We're just not. So we never get the love. We never get the respect. We're always going to be doubted. And so I think that fuels the fans and the players even more.
I've been to Seattle Stadium. I went there for a Vikings Seahawks game back in 2017. And I'll tell you what, that stadium is the loud, outside of being live at the Minneapolis Miracle, which was the loudest stadium I've ever been in because it was a crazy play. That was the loudest stadium I've ever been in. And that was just like the opening kickoff. It was so deafening. You could even hear yourself talk to the person next to you. It was so loud. And it was just a regular season game opening kickoff. Like I couldn't imagine last weekend in an NFC championship game against your heated rival to get to the Super Bowl. Like I'm sure it was insane. Also, one last thing to all Seahawks fans, this is going on eBay, a Sam Darnold rookie card. And there's a story behind this. I don't know if you see it right here. It says personal edition. So this was given to Sam Darnold for his personal copy of his card. That's why it's not an autograph. That's why it says personal edition. He gave it to his grandpa, who then gave it to me, sold it to me at a card show. So this was Sam Darnold's card. It's a 1-of-1. It will be going on eBay immediately.
So Sam Darnold has touched that.
Yes.
Wow.
It would be given to him, and he gave it to his grandpa.
How weird is that?
Get it. I bought it off his grandpa the day that we lost in the playoffs. So I immediately was like, I got to get rid of this card immediately. So perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, I have a Jeff Probst card. It's around here. So
I don't need to know
where
Jeff
touched that.
Yeah,
I've touched that to my penis as well.
The thoughts and views of Johnny Fairplay do not reflect the thoughts and views of the other members
in a
of
loving
the show.
way. Jeez, Louise. Hey, real quick. I know I said I was going to go out on the back porch during halftime to smoke weed, but like if I were to drink something, what would I drink? I mean,
Watertown Whiskey, guess what? Philadelphia Eagles back-to-back. Here we go, Super Bowl champions. You see, Daniels, it is the Commanders' year. Woo! Super Bowl bound to Watertown Whiskey. It's back-to-back. The Chiefs are going back, and they're winning this time. Watertown Whiskey. Y'all boys heading on down to 8 Mile. Lions got this. Watertown Whiskey. It's the AFC's year, but it's the Chargers. There's only one thing I gotta say. Watertown Whiskey. Jets, Jets. Shut on. Hartford Whalers. We're going to the Super Bowl. They're close to Watertown, right? There's one thing we can all agree on. Watertown Whiskey. Escape the ordinary. WatertownWhiskey.com. Drink responsibly.
Watertown Whiskey. Go to WatertownWhiskey.com. Kelley Wentworth. I got news for you. Mikey B is the creator of Watertown Whiskey. I don't know if you know that. Mikey B from Survivor Fans versus Favorites.
I didn't know this. This is new information for me. Okay.
Yeah, Mikey Bortone. He has a new batch he has created just for season 50, and he is sending you a bottle of Watertown Whiskey to drink for season 50 of Survivor.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Watertown Whiskey. Whiskey made with natural flavors. Head over to watertownwhiskey.com for more information. My roommate, who is a raging alcoholic, says this is his favorite whiskey. So you cannot get a more ringing endorsement than that. Yes, he does have a problem, but his problem is not his palate when it comes to liquor. So please take that endorsement seriously. Drink responsibly this weekend. Don't copy my roommate. Please drink responsibly. But if you are going to drink, you might as well do it with some Watertown whiskey. All right, so
Kelley Wentworth is about. Did we just
This is water. This is water.
Destroy your 401k right there, Kelley Wentworth. You're like, oh, Watertown Whiskey destroying my life. Here we go.
Wow.
So I'll tell you what, we have another show coming up on the other side of this. Kelley's going to stick around for it. I'll tell you what that's going to be in a second, but I want to go around the horn here, get everybody's picks for the weekend. Kelley, I'll start with you. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? And I'll make it more interesting for you.
Yeah.
How many points do you think the Seattle Seahawks are going to win?
Final score.
Okay. Here's what I do want to say about the Seahawks, because I feel like I got to get my piece out before we end this thing. I see a lot of shit talking online saying the Seahawks didn't have a hard schedule. They didn't play good offenses. And I would like to say, okay, they played the Rams 3 times? Y'all all up on Brock Purdy. He's so great. Okay, we played them 3 times. So the point is the Seahawks are going to win. We need to stop the running game of Drake May. I understand that, but we got it. The defense is coming. The dark side is here.
Dark side.
We're going with the Seahawks. I'm going to go 24-17.
In favor of the Seattle Seahawks. Bobby, how do you see this game going?
Yeah, I like the Seahawks, even though I think the 6.5 point spread, it started at 4.5, and now I think it's up to
6.5. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I'm going to say it's a nail biter. I still think the Seahawks are able to pull it out with that defense. I think Drake May, it's a great story, MVP candidate, but I think that the Seahawks are just a deeper team all the way around. I'm going to go with Seahawks 34-31.
Whoa, high scoring.
Wow.
Okay.
Jonny?
I'm right there with you. I say Seahawks. I can't believe you said that. I got 35-30.
35-30, a close game for Jonny. The spread is still at 4.5 per DraftKings Sportsbook in favor of the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to be honest. I think this has the potential to be another blowout like we saw last year with the Eagles and with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Seahawks are better pretty much everywhere versus the New England Patriots. I'm going Seattle Seahawks 35, New England Patriots 17. I think it's a blowout in favor of the Seattle Seahawks. But we will wait and see. That's going to do it for the last show. Maybe we'll do a recap show for the Super Bowl. But this is the last preview show for the inaugural season of the Reality After Show's NFL Weekly Preview Show. For Bobby, for Jonny, for Kelley Wentworth joining us. This has been such a fun season. I cannot wait for the Super Bowl this week. It is my favorite holiday of the year. And coming up next on the Reality After Show, Kelley's going to stick around for about another 30 minutes, so make sure you get in to the news stream right away. We're going to be doing our first tribe breakdown of season 50 of Survivor featuring Kelley Wentworth. We're going to be talking about the Vatu tribe, who's on that tribe, and what are the implications of the makeup of this tribe. You're going to have to stick around to find out. Don't worry, we'll be right back in just a couple minutes. Bobby, get us out of here.